Alright, so here we go, texture embedding. This is going to be a very quick video, but here we have a quick look at my entry for the Imphenzia monthly challenge 3. And this is the palette we were asked to use. And now if you want to export this model, I've got my model in the armature selected. And I'm going to export, and I've loaded all my settings here. For exporting, what you can do is you can set the path mode to copy, and it'll allow you to pick this box here, which if you hover over it, it says embed textures, and that's pretty much it already. I've now embedded that texture, and if I were to just open it up in the viewer, it should pick up on it. Here we go. You can see in the viewer the texture is applied. Unity itself does not know how to immediately apply this. So if we drag this in to Unity, you will see that it does not show up as, hey, it has a texture. However, Unity does know there is a texture, so it does give you the option to extract the texture, just like it gives you options to extract materials, just in case you want to change values on the materials. And this is now for the other question in Discord. If I were to look at this material right now, I cannot change any of the values, right? Because it's actually embedded, it's part of the model. If I want to be able to change this, I would either have to create a new material and drag that new material on here, and that would allow me to change values, because it's a material from Unity itself, like so. Let's just call it new material. If I were to drag that onto this model, these would now be able to, I would now be able to edit these. Even on the model itself, I could edit these. Just undo that for a moment. Well, we did not really want to move that guy back. Or girl. Okay, we're back to where we were. So this is with the original material, and Unity doesn't really know what to do with it. Delete this one. So what you want to do in order to be able to change those values, oh, actually, let's select here. You want to extract the material. We'll just select the folder where to put it. We'll put it in the same folder. Just to make sure, I'll actually apply this again because I was messing around with it earlier. Now, if I go in here, you can actually see I can actually change values. I can change the colors, etc. But you will notice that the texture is still not applied. So now we're back to the texture part. So what we want to do is, before we extract the material, just ignore for a moment that this is now purple. That's because there's no material assigned to it at the moment. We first want to extract our texture. That texture is now here in the same folder. And when we now extract a material, it is actually going to look for a texture with that file name in the same folder, or it might even look in a subfolder called textures or something. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if it's in the same folder, it should find it. So if we now extract the material, we'll just put that in the same folder as well. It has now picked up on the fact, hey, there is this embedded texture that I'm supposed to be using, and it automatically assigned it into the base map. The one thing Unity does not do is it does not understand the settings we've set up here, like the flat option or the closest option. It does not know how to interpret that. So we still have to tell Unity how to treat the texture. And minimum requirements are set it to point filter and turn off compression for these small images. Well, technically, I suppose you could have compression, but compression only works in, like was it 248, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256 type of deals. Personally, I then also set the max size to something that's appropriate for the texture itself, because it's 256 by 256. And I tend to set the wrap mode to clamp so that the colors from this side do not end up on that side. And then we apply. And that should be fine. That's pretty much all we need to know, I think. We now know how to extract materials, extract textures. We know that we need to extract the texture before we extract the materials, if we want to extract the materials. Let's also, just to be clear, let me delete all this again. Let me import this one more time so that we have a fresh one. We don't necessarily have to extract the material unless we want to be able to change it. So if we just only extract texture, that will already do the job, right? We still have to set up the texture again. So in my case, I'll set it up to clamp point 256 normal, and we would be done. It's just that if you want to be able to change values on your material, you will have to extract it. Yeah, and I think that's both of your questions answered. I hope it helped, and I'll see you back on Imphenzia's Discord. See ya.